In this video, we are going to show you how to replace the oil on your Nissan Altima with a 2.5 liter engine. Make sure you have a brand new oil filter and 5 quarts of 020 oil. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we want to do is make sure we have the wheel turned all the way to the right. Once we've done that, continue on under the hood. We're looking for this area right here. There's a small port in the engine cover. Reach inside this area, take hold of the engine cap, and go ahead and turn that counterclockwise to remove it. With that out of place, let's go ahead and inspect the seal and set that aside. Under the front of the vehicle, you might find that you have a plastic shield that covers your engine oil pan. Typically, that plastic shield will be held in place with something such as push clips or even possibly 10mm headed bolts. Go ahead and remove all those and the shield. Once you've exposed the engine oil pan, continue on at your 14mm drain plug. Before you remove this, it's important to note that you should have a collection bucket under the area so you can recycle the fluid properly. At this point, we'll just go ahead and wipe this down. It is common to have to wait a while before all of the engine oil makes its way out of the oil pan. You can wait as long as needed. Install a new drain plug gasket, install the drain plug and torque it to 25 foot-pounds. Let's torque this to 25 foot-pounds. If you have a shield, go ahead and put that on now. Once you've done that, make your way into the right front wheel well. Inside the passenger wheel well, if you were to carefully take hold of this panel and gently pull it away, you could reach up behind this area to gain access to the oil filter. Now, to make it so we can easily gain access to this without making too much of a mess, let's remove the panel. It's fairly simple. There's 4 push pins that hold this in place. To remove your push pins, you do the same process for each. Remove the center, and then you can remove the outer portion once it's unlocked. We'll give it a quick inspection. We can set that aside and keep on moving. You can use a flathead screwdriver for this or a trim tool, whatever works best for you. Let's remove that panel. Now, since we have the wheel turned all the way to the right, we can have a look at this cover. That protects the engine oil filter. With that cover out of the way, we have a clear view of our engine oil filter. Make sure you have your collection receptacle under this area. We'll use our small band wrench and turn this counterclockwise to remove it. While draining that engine oil filter into our collection bucket, let's clean the mounting area on the engine. You want to double check to make sure you don't have any of the pre-existing gasket in this area, otherwise you may have a leak. Once that's clean, the next thing we'll do is continue on with our brand new filter. Take a glove finger with some clean motor oil and we'll lubricate our seal. Once you've done that, continue on to installing the filter onto your engine. Bottom that out by hand and snug it up with your oil filter wrench. Once you've done that, go ahead and clean up your mess and then reinstall your cover. Get this in position, put in all 4 of your push clips. You do that by putting in the outer portion first and then locking it in by pressing in the center. Back under the hood, we'll continue on with adding 4.9 quarts of 020 oil. We'll reinstall that engine oil cover. At this point, hop inside the passenger compartment, start up the vehicle, let it run for approximately 5-10 seconds and turn it right back off. After that, we'll have a quick peek underneath the vehicle to make sure we don't have any leaks, and then we'll check the motor oil. The first time you pull the dipstick, you just want to give it a quick wipe. Now that I have the dipstick out of there, let's just have a close look. Looking at the end of the dipstick, I can see that there's 2 holes in this area. That's the guide. Typically, you do want to be up close to this upper hole. If you're anywhere below the lower hole, you need to make sure you add some. If you're above the upper hole, go ahead and drain some out. There we are. Looking at that, I can see that I'm just below the upper hole. That's where I want to be. Let's give it one last wipe and reinstall the engine oil dipstick. At this point, you can go ahead and close the hood, reset your oil light, and then take your vehicle for a road test. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.